Hey, do me a huge favor before you start this episode, and please rate and review this show. By doing this simple task, it helps me rank higher on the podcast charts and helps me reach more entrepreneurs who are looking for free content like this. It will take you less than 30 seconds of your time. Thank you in advance, and I hope you enjoy today's episode. How all in am I willing to go? That is today's question. How all in am I willing to go? And what are my motives for going all in? And yes, that's a good place to start. It's funny, I listen to Russell Brunson stuff. I'm obviously in Russell Brunson land right now, so a lot of references are going to be Russell Brunson. But I listen to, I'm in his 2CCX coaching, and he's got this cool members-only podcast, which is actually pretty cool. There's some good stealth content that we get access to, but he talks so fast. That's the point of this little riff within a riff. So I'll listen to him, and I'll listen to, whenever I listen to podcasts or things, I'll put it on 1.5 or by 2 speed, or sometimes when I watch YouTubes, I'll put it at 1.5 or by 2 speed. But if you do that with Russell Brunson, you'll miss something because he talks so fast. And I was thinking as I hit pause, or as I started recording this episode, man, I'm talking slow. You might want to put this on by 1.5 or by 2. And I was actually just thinking generally over the past couple days, yeah, I don't speak nearly as fast as old Russell Brunson does. And that's okay. And I love that. And, oh yes, I was editing the Damon Burton interview and, you know, turning it into 5 episodes, which is awesome for consumability for you guys. But I was listening a lot to it, and I noticed how, relatively speaking, Damon and I might talk slower than other people. And again, not that that's bad. Someone I know just said hi, Sean. We play pickleball. Really cool dude. He's got an amazing dog. So I hit pause. Lost my train of thought. So Damon and I, in our conversation, it's actually great. You can put us on 2 by speed, and it sounds awesome. It's so fun. I was really appreciating that, and really just focusing on be who you are, speak how you speak. Try to improve, of course, but yeah, there's an audience for everybody. So anyhow, how all in am I willing to go? And this has to do with investing more in a personal development coach, more of an executive coach, I guess, or what, business coach, I think you'd say. But part of, in the 2CCX last year, calendar year 2022, part of being in that coaching group, we had what was called a momentum coach, and the momentum coach was awesome. We got to talk to him every 2 weeks, and it was very specific, goal-oriented, lots of fun mindset stuff, and that was my favorite part of the 2CCX. So the 2CCX for 2023, now it's daily accountability calls, which are cool, but no coaching involved with that. It's strictly accountability. So you have your personal accountability goal for the day and your business accountability goal for the day. Like the big domino, like what's the big domino of the thing today that needs to get done to move your business forward. And I'll save that for another episode. But I didn't find it, I don't find it as fulfilling currently as that momentum coach was. And so the momentum coach, her name is Stephanie, and she is awesome. We just have a great working relationship. She really helped me out a lot, and man, it was fun having access to her for the whole year. So of course she says, well, hey, you can hire me over and above the 2CCX and we can keep this relationship going. And so she's got this cool 6-month program. Thing is, it's about $7,000, $1,000 a month, right? Which, for me, that's, there's backstory here, right? Like I when I was first growing my sales career, man, I listened to Zig Ziglar and Brian Tracy, and I wonder if I still have this cassette tape on how to network. Man, I used to play those tapes and CDs over and over, and they were awesome, and they helped me out so much. But that's about the most I would invest in coaching or anything like that. I'd buy the CDs, I'd buy the tapes, but I'd never go to the workshops or invest in one-on-one coaching or group coaching or anything like that. And then when I got into mortgages, I was crushing it. I had a great sales career in mortgages. I entered sales in the financial services as a commodities broker. Did that for 3 years, then graduated to tech sales because someone in tech was like, oh my gosh, you're so good at what you do. Like, come help us grow this tech company. Sales, just a sales guy. Anyway, so I went there, was in tech sales for a couple years, and I got to do door-to-door sales, like business to business. I would walk into businesses and try and sell them data lines and data co-location, which is basically rack space and server farms. Anyhow, I was such a great education. That market collapsed. And in 2001, I got into home loans, and I was in home loans till about 2014 or 15, somewhere in there. So that's about 20 years in sales, maybe, 20 years, call it. But when I was crushing it in home loans, there was a coaching, I still would listen to personal development stuff and got into The Secret and things like that. But I would never invest in like a coach, a sales coach. And there was one guy or one company, I can't remember if it was Ferry, the Ferry or his son. What's it? Mike Ferry or his son. They're real estate guys. But this guy tried to sell me got a good year, and I'd take a call from him. And good morning. And where am I going with this? So, sorry, people saying hi that I see all the time as I'm out walking and recording on my iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is an awesome toy, and my Shure MV88 mic. So, I went through a divorce, another failed relationship, a bunch of heartbreak, career upheaval. This was, 10 years ago. So 7 years ago, I went through this next failed relationship, and it blew me to bits, right? And I was like, I need something over and above my current spiritual, mental health, self-care practices. And people would say, they talk about it's an act of self-love, investing in yourself is an act of self-love. And so someone was like, hey, you would really love Kyle Cease. So it was 7 years ago again. So I go to a Kyle Cease, what were they called? Evolving Out Loud, which was like $100, and someone gave me a ticket. And awesome, love Kyle Cease. I don't follow him so much anymore, but anybody out there on the spiritual side of things, like I don't know if it's mindset. It's more of just being happy with your path, kind of a stuff, and embracing your path and kind of a thing. But and healing. Anyway, I was so blown to bits from all this relationship and life turmoil and my career falling apart and parents dying and all this stuff. So I was like, yeah, I need something extra, and I'm willing. You know, that bitch slap from the universe made me willing, which was actually the original name of this podcast. But, you know, I jumped into Kyle Cease land and started investing more in myself, and begrudgingly. And so I bought a couple of his courses, the entrepreneurial journey or the entrepreneurial shift or something like that. 2 courses. One was the entrepreneurial shift and the other one was the complete journey. That's what they were. Did them both. They were awesome. Actually, when I quit my job, I did the complete journey. The next day after I was done with it, I quit my job and was like, yeah, you need to be a stay-at-home dad. Stay-at-home single dad. Get your kids through high school. And then he had this weekend group thing that was like $3,000 or $4,000. And I was like, the heck with it, I'll spend the money, plunk down the cash. And then he's like, you got to go do the Hoffman process, which was like $5,000 or something, $5,000. So in short order, I spent like $3,000, then $5,000. And, but when it was all said and done, coming out of those 2 things, I was like, oh, I see how spending some money on these things are an act of self-love, right? Like I was unwilling to spend resources on myself for things like that. And it was a game changer for me. And fast forward a few years to the 2CCX and Russell Brunson land when my boys are finally, one was out of the house, the other one was a senior, and it was like, now's the time. I'll get more into that story another day. I'm trying to get to the point here, but so that was a big investment, $25,000 a year to be in Russell's 2CCX, and I'm still doing that. In year 3, I just plunked down another $25,000, and that was a hard choice. And then all the changes in the program and trying to embrace the changes without contempt. Because change can be a son of a gun, especially as you get older. And then the loss of the momentum coach, fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, and Stephanie was like, yeah, it's going to be about $7,000 for 6 months, but what we're really going to work on for you is your decision making. And I'll admit right now that I'd love to tell you that I'd like to think I was a great decision maker, but truth is, over the past couple of years, I've overthought many things, questioned my decisions, and spent a lot of time overthinking stuff and ruminating versus just taking action or being more in the periods of rumination, like that could be more productive, even if it's not towards what I think it should be. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but today's the day. Am I spending the $7,000 for the 6 months of coaching? Am I willing to go all in? And what is my motive? And what are my motives? And I've been praying, man, how can I be of service? And don't overthink it. And God, give me inspiration here. And trying to be, how can I be of service? And the answer is, just do it. Go all in. Don't overthink. Like, no regrets. Go for it and see how it plays out. There you have it. I was trying to finish this up before 15 minutes. I think I'm going to do that. I get to talk to Stephanie in a couple hours, and I will let you know. Did I go all in? And you know what? It'll make for great podcast episodes what I get to learn from going all in. Oh my gosh. Love you all. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Table Rush Talk Show. For resources to help you sell your stuff, go to belove.media/resources. That's belove.media/resources. And be sure to subscribe, comment, 5-star, and share. Thank you again for listening.